Pass is that. You'll learn a lot more about him. Stay tuned to hear his amazing story.
It really is one of the well-liked guys in this conference and in his locker room. And away we go, a must-win for NC State, and Pitt with it first at 7-11 in the ACC, 16-13 overall. But the Panthers on a 3-game losing streak, and they have dropped 7 of 9 and 11 of 15. This is Ish Leggett, second leading scorer and the top rebounder. And now Cam Corrin, 11.6 rebounds per game, and he says too small after the game's first bucket.
Good sign for the Panthers to get Cam Corrin going, give him the ball in the post. It's not something they usually do. He's better at facing the basket and attacking you off the bounce. That time, a really good move in the post.
Michael O'Connell turned it over, and now Guillermo Diaz-Graham moved it for Lowe. The sophomore from Texas turns it over. Breon Pass with the pick. O'Connell joins, blocked at the rim by Zach Austin. The ACC's leader in block shots got up quick.
And with that block, he now has 50 on the season.
Pass buries the 3. Happy senior night, Breon Pass in his first career start.
You called it. You said he's going to score double figures here tonight, so I'm going to give you credit if he gets the tape.
Check out the Pitt starters for Jeff Capel. Lowe, the top scorer. Then Ish Leggett, like we said, a do-everything guy for Pitt. Fifth-year senior from Prince George's County, Maryland. Lowe, no. And Dontrez Styles clears it for an NC State team at 11-18 overall. 4-14 in the ACC, so that's tied for second to last. And we know the bottom 3 don't get to Charlotte with this 18-team ACC this year.
Yeah, it's new to everyone, and it's unfortunate that NC State won't be able to protect their championship conference title. I mean, that just sounds weird.
Cam Corrin lost the footing, lost the ball, and Breon Pass with it for NC State. Jaden Taylor, Michael O'Connell, Dontrez Styles, and Ben Middlebrooks join him in the starting lineup, as you saw for the Pack. Styles connects this time. Kevin Keats told us at shoot-around this afternoon that Dontrez Styles has been their most consistent player this season.
He has, and been really hot from three-point line. Again, averaging over 3 made a game. He's got a first one here tonight.
Here's post entry for Austin. He's got the smaller Breon Pass on him, but instead backed it out for Ish Leggett. Leggett shut off by Jaden Taylor, the best on-ball defender for NC State. Cam Corrin on the reload. Shot clock winding down, and it rolled off for Pitt.
You said NC State. I think he's one of the best on-ball defenders in the ACC, in college basketball for that matter. I think he's amazing. He and a guy that's sitting behind us were the catalyst defensively for this Final Four run a year ago.
Well, Breon Pass making a statement to start out senior night.
He is. He's showing Coach Keats, hey, you should have put me in a lineup a long time ago. As he steps in as a senior and knocks it down.
We said to Kevin Keats, yeah, what's it like? Breon Pass, a guy who stuck around 4 years. He said, I don't know what he was doing. It never happens anymore. A guy stays 4 years and never transfers.
It may never happen again.
Good hands from Guillermo Diaz-Graham. Corrin then pries it away for Pitt. Stuck on 2 points in the first 3+ minutes. Coming off a loss at number then 19 Louisville on Saturday, where they led in the final 7 minutes. Leggett short from deep, and another rebound already, the 4th for Dontrez Styles.
And Leggett and Lowe are going to draw a crowd when they get the basketball and they're driving. Someone else for Pitt's going to have to step up and make shots.
It's Leggett this time. Good hands from Breon Pass. Austin recovered. Lowe wide open, and he buries it. Jaland Lowe, the sophomore from Missouri City, Texas, who's averaging 17 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists per game.
He has, and has struggled from behind the three-point line. Like I said to you earlier, Mike, I think he and Marcus Burton in Notre Dame have, I don't think anyone in college basketball has as much responsibility as those guys do.
Pass swirled out that one. Looking for a great start here.
Were you leaning, trying to make the ball go, and you were trying to guide it in?
Good hands from Breon Pass. Poked it away. Forced the turnover from Cam Corrin. O'Connell at the controls. The floor general, 5th-year senior. His 2nd year with NC State after 3 at Stanford. Styles can't knock it down. And Jaland Lowe secures it for Pitt. Off that 79-68 loss at Louisville, where Chucky Hepburn just went nuclear. Career high 37, 6 threes in the first half, and Pitt has run into a lot of that recently.
Well, I think Chucky Hepburn's an all-conference guard. First team All-ACC in my book.
Me too. Corin steps out, knocks down the jump shot. Jeff Capel was telling us at shoot-around today, that's part of the next steps in his evolution.
Yes, to consistently be able to knock down that shot. It'll do so much for the Pitt Panther offense. Just being able to space the floor a little bit, him doing that.
Guy who averages double figures, like we said, after transferring in from Florida State. Taylor knocks down the triple, and NC State has opened up with 3 threes.
You got to throw away the numbers. When they're in this building, the last 2 games they've won, they've made a ton of threes. And you look at the numbers, you think, hey, this is not a great shooting team. But their last 2 games they've won, making over double-digit threes, and got to get out to contest.
Corin got fouled by Jaden Taylor. Who doesn't love a good senior night? Breon Pass unfortunately passed away in high school and was the basketball coach in Reidsville, North Carolina, where Breon played. We were chatting with Breon today, and he said after his playing career, he wants to go back and coach at his high school like his father. And he said to us today, I know my dad's looking down on me, very proud of all that I've overcome and that he's watching tonight.
Just an unbelievable young man, and his story is just great. And just a reminder to us all, the last words his dad said to him is he loves him. And I think we all can take from that.
It's just a beautiful story, and you know tonight is dripping with emotion for Breon Pass on senior night.
Who is graduating this semester, which is really important to he and his mom.
With a degree in sports management, he told us earlier today. Amsal Delilich had a bucket, now a turnover, but then Ish Leggett takes it right back for the Panthers. Delilich the kick, Leggett the shot fake, and he knocks it down. Ish Leggett can do so much for Pitt.
He has, and the other freshman, Delilich, comes in and he's making plays. He got the layup the previous possession, and he makes the right play there. When he comes in, he's really aggressive. Both ends of the floor, trying to make things happen.
A 6'8" freshman from Bosnia and Herzegovina. Nice shot in the mid-range from Marcus Hill, the Bowling Green transfer, and the top scorer at 12 a game, and that's his spot.
He's a mid-range shooter. Loves to get to his spots. And puts a lot of pressure on the rim. He comes in. He was a lead scorer. He's been for the pack, but he's been struggling lately. The last 5 games, he's failed to get to double figures.
Lowe is trying to muscle in on Hill. Leggett got it back. Drives on Taylor. Playing off 2 feet, and he scores plus a foul. Ish Leggett making his presence felt the last few possessions.
You've got to corral these guards. You can't allow them to play one-on-one. It's too much to ask for any one player because they're constantly in attack mode. They're patient. You're not going to come and double. Got to be able to come and help these guys out. One-on-one is going to be tough. See him here. Never quits on the play. He's a 2-way guard. I would imagine he's going to get some votes for all conference. He has to because of the way he plays. He and Jaland Lowe, I think. I think first team, in my opinion, is set. I think he will. One of these guys will make second team All-ACC.
2 very good guards for Jeff Capel. So Leggett stamped the 3-point play, and in the process, he got the second foul drawn on Jaden Taylor. You had mentioned, excellent on-ball defender for NC State. So Taylor to the bench for Kevin Keats, who dips deeper into the reserves with Bryce Hurd and Paul McNeil, a couple of freshmen into the game. Brandon Huntley Hatfield is out there as well, spelling Ben Middlebrooks.
Really aggressive ball screen coverage by the Panthers. Really hedging on that ball screen.
O'Connell got fouled with 2.7 left on the shot clock by Amsal Delilich. Jeff Capel, year 7, 2 years ago, was the ACC Coach of the Year. His team was off to a great start. In early December, was ranked 18th in the country. But we told you they've dropped 7 of 9, 11 of 15. And he said to us a few weeks ago, we just haven't been the same team since Christmas.
They've struggled with confidence, and I think Damian Dunn injury is his inconsistency of being in and out of the lineup. Now he's done for the year. It's just taking its toll on the Panthers lineup, and he's just such a huge part as a big guard, kind of taking that Bub Carrington role with this team, and they're missing him. And I just think it's just overwhelming, putting too much pressure, particularly on those guards, to do too much for everyone else.
Fractured elbow for the Houston transfer, who was getting about 10 points per game. Had also missed a month and a half earlier this year with a dislocated thumb.
And even the games that he played in, he wasn't 100%. I mean, he played in more games when you look at his numbers, but I don't know if he was ever 100% at one game at any point during the season. And
well, extended pressure forces a Pitt turnover from NC State. We wondered how much we would see of that from the Pack.
They need to score and get to the free throw line so they can set their defense. They have an advantage of numbers, and this is what we talked about. Forcing turnovers and scoring off those turnovers is vital for the Wolfpack.
Styles got shut off on the baseline. Now the freshman with a ton of confidence, Trey Parker, left that short, and Brandon Cummings soared for the rebound for the Panthers.
Really good on-ball defense there by Leggett. Forcing a tough shot there. Fade away two.
Lowe, Leggett, and Cummings all on the floor for a small ball lineup for Jeff Capel. Delilich backs it out, and now Cam Corrin working on Brandon Huntley-Hatfield. Shot fake and drive. Corrin from Delilich couldn't get it to go, had it altered by Styles.
Great find there by Delilich. Cam Corrin's got to find a way to corral that and put that in.
Hill behind the back. Now backs it up on Delilich. Draws the contact, and we'll get two on the other side. 15 all in the first. Big game for both these teams with an eye toward the ACC tournament. We check out the top 12 in the conference standings. Top 9 avoid playing on the first day. Pitt right now 1 game back of that cut line with Virginia and Virginia Tech both at 8 and 11. And so for Pitt, that's the objective. You're on the road here tonight at NC State and then finish the regular season at home Saturday night against Boston College.
And for Pitt, that's big because it gives you one more day rest. You know, in their way of getting in, they're going to have to play multiple days to get in, and that's possibly 4 games in 4 days, and that's a lot of basketball. You want to take the shortcut if you can.
NC State, of course.
They got to go along the road.
Yeah.
Hey, they're doing what they've done a year ago, so they don't have to look far. They look internally and just remember what they did a year ago. But that starts now. Their ACC tournament has already started for them.
They have to win both of their remaining games, and they need Notre Dame to lose both of its remaining games. Notre Dame plays later tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern time at home against Stanford on ESPNU. Zach Austin draws a foul underneath on the block. All right, so diving deeper on NC State. Again, 18 teams, 15 make the conference tournament. So NC State is looking up at Cal, Notre Dame, and Syracuse. But they lost the season series with Cal and Syracuse, so can't jump them. They did beat Notre Dame. So again, they need Notre Dame to lose out, and they have to win out starting tonight.
They have, and you look at this point of the season, that team has lost so many nail-biters, so many last possession games. Virginia Tech at Virginia Tech, the Carolina game early in the year, they just needed one play to go their way, and unfortunately it didn't. And Notre Dame is the only team that they can catch right now.
ESPN Analytics gives NC State just a 2% chance to reach the ACC tournament. And we're at 17 all, midway through this first half after a couple of free throws good from Zach Austin after he got fouled by Trey Parker, who initiates for the Wolfpack.
Capel decides to throw a little full court pressure there at the Wolfpack. Most teams that apply pressure don't like the pressure. Wolfpack handled it well.
Ben Middlebrooks with a good catch, and then he got fouled as the shot clock was winding down. Ben Middlebrooks is an important piece for NC State here tonight. Guy's dealt with foul trouble all season in his second year with the Pack after transferring in from Clemson. And he was off to a very productive offensive day, but only was able to give 17 minutes on Saturday at Georgia Tech, trying to stick with Baidongo. And this has been the foul issue all season. He's been the most foul-prone player in the league.
He has, and we talked about this with Keats. It's just created some inconsistency with their lineup because he does so many different things. You love how hard he plays. His ability to attack you off the bounce to finish inside, but he just can't stay out of foul trouble. And with the slow ineffectiveness of Brandon Huntley-Hatfield is just exaggerated a little bit more because they just haven't gotten much out of him. So they're struggling to find consistent production from their center spot.
Good job by Middlebrooks walling off Cam Corrin. and it leads to another Pitt turnover.
NC State's got to be careful inbound that basketball. Ish Leggett has gotten a steal earlier. He's picking up the ball full court. So you've got to see that. That's on the passer. As a point guard, your back is facing him. You cannot see the defender.
Brandon Cummings departs for the Panthers. NC State with back-to-back home wins against Boston College and Wake Forest. He had the shoot-around today. Kevin Keith said to his team, let's make it 3 home wins in a row. That's the objective, he said tonight. McNeil, who was huge in that game against Wake Forest with 24 in his first career start. Top 50 recruit, can't knock it down. Lowe the rebound, out in transition, the lob. Austin couldn't finish. NC State back with numbers. Hill went spinning, shut off, muscles it in for 2.
Great play there by Marcus Hill. That's his strength, getting in the paint. Great job there, being patient, looking to pass to a teammate, then spins and finishes.
Again, he's the leading scorer for NC State, but tonight is 4th straight game off the bench. You mentioned 5 straight in single digits for Hill.
He plays with a chip on his shoulder. They need him in aggressive, in attack mode as soon as he touches it. Don't take bad shots, but definitely attack.
Tough shot for Leggett in the mid-range, and then Leggett commits a foul on O'Connell, and that's 2 on Ish Leggett.
Great job pushing to the Jaland Lowe, and you see Zach Austin there waving his hand. Unable to finish, and 4-point play. You missed that, buddy. Marcus Hill makes you pay.
And so the lead is 3 for NC State, and Pitt has Ish Leggett on the bench with those 2 fouls. We'll see if and when he might come back for Jeff Capel, who is on the lenient side when a guy picks up 2 in the first half, according to Ken Pom.
Well, he will be lenient with his Ish Leggett, that's for sure.
Breon Pass won back that basketball for NC State. Now Hill. With the shot clock winding down, it's a shot clock violation forced by the Panthers.
And we just talked about Ish Leggett picking up the basketball full court that time. He got a foul last possession, and let's see what happens to this Pittsburgh offense, because now, as I talked about, it puts a tremendous amount of responsibility on Jaland Lowe to create, not just for himself. Everyone on the floor needs help in his offense, and they love to run this middle ball screen play, get him going to that left hand, attacking downhill.
He gets denied by Dontrez Styles. And then Lowe hunches down and sort of motions toward his midsection as well. He missed the game a few weeks ago with a concussion. Pitt was able to grit out a win against Miami when they didn't have him. Came up gimpy in their last game against Louisville, but was able to work through that for Pitt. And again, showing some discomfort.
So he's at the top of the scouting report for every team, and you're going to have to be physical against him. Just a part of what teams are trying to do. No one's trying to hurt him, but you got to be physical with him.
Delilich off a very smooth-looking shot fake. We saw him star against Miami in that win 2.5 weeks ago.
He's just really aggressive. And he comes in, he doesn't wait on the game to come to him. He attacks it. He's been really effective in his minutes so far here in the first half.
See, he hasn't averaged very much this year. Breon Pass knocks down another. Second 3 for Breon Pass on senior night.
You just get the feeling it's going to be his night.
Described by everyone around NC State as one of the best players that has come through this program in the 8 years of Kevin Keats, and who has stuck around. Austin, follow-away drops.
Great job. You can see Panthers the second time they try to post up Austin on that switch. He gets the smaller guard on him. Any of those guards from Wolfpack, and he's trying to run directly in the post.
Pass listed at 6 feet, $175. He's trying to go up against the 6'7" Austin. Styles driving kick, turned it over.
Can't leave your feet on a pass. Got to stay down.
Corin, good looking pass. Austin recovered, and it rolled off. Marcus Hill in transition. All the way to the cup. That was silky.
That's twice already. Pitt Panthers have missed a layup, and the Wolfpack have made them pay, pushing the tempo, getting to the rim. Marcus Hill has been a beneficiary of that on both times it's happened.
I don't know how he had that handle without it being a carry, but it was good. It was pure. Corin sticks another mid-range jump shot.
See the confidence from him. It's just he's got to be a guy. He's been their third lead scorer and doesn't space the floor to three-point line, but if he can stick that 15 to 17-foot jump shot, you got to get out there and guard him, and he can take you off the bounce.
Middlebrooks is trying to do just that. Corin muscles out of there with a rebound. So Pitt down by 2, inside of 6 to go in the first half. Lowe wraps one around, and then Corin couldn't go up with it on a great delivery from Jaland Lowe. Inside of 6 to go in the first half, and Marcus Hill's got a game-high 8 so far.
He has. I think he's on track to break that double-digit scoring streak. On his way to having a big game. He's the leading Wolfpack scorer.
Oh, we got the Theragun going. These guys are ready to play, huh?
Yeah.
NC State this season, only 32% from 3, but you see in our game summary, 5 of 9 from three-point range here in the first half. And when we were chatting with Jeff Capel this morning at shoot-around, he said, oh yeah, I know in their last home game, they knocked down 13 threes against Wake Forest.
He was worried about that, and he knows with his defensive game plan, your game plan to protect the paint and close out late the shooters, but he was really concerned how the Wolfpack shoot in this building.
Brandon Huntley Hatfield gets his first points of the ball game. The senior averaging just 4.5 over the last 2 months.
His talent dictates so much more. He is the most talented player for North Carolina State, and it's not just that he transferred in the conference. You just wonder what has transpired for him not to be more productive for North Carolina State.
Austin, no dice from deep. Flip side for Pitt, just 2 of 5 from long range here in the first 15 minutes. Hill, you can see the confidence growing for Marcus Hill here in this first half.
A lot of standing around NC State, a lot of dribbling.
Hill driving on Corin, who swats that.
It's got to be more movement, body movement and ball movement with NC State. They like to take you off the dribble. It's got to be more movement.
Lowe for Corin. Lost the handle. Pass in transition, lets it fly. Knocks it down.
Tear up the scouting report. You better get the Breon Pass as he knocks down his third 3 in the first half.
115th career game. First time he's ever had 3 threes in a game. He's done it in 16 minutes, and he's got a block on Jaland Lowe.
Wolfpack is committed to guarding Lowe and Leggett one-on-one. They're not sending any extra help.
Pass. An entire arena at the Lenovo Center wanted him to shoot that. This is Trey Parker saying, come on, man.
It's a great job here. Turning defense into offense. This is what the Wolfpack need to do. Breon Pass knocking down a 3. He steps into another one. And there is absolutely no way he should have thought about passing that last one. His teammates are even telling him to shoot it.
We talked to him at about 2:30 p.m. today. And at that point, he didn't know for sure if he was going to get the start. But he told us if he did, it would be so special. Guillermo Diaz-Graham missed it. Austin, his tip wouldn't go. NC State by 7. Inside of 4 to go in the first half. This is as large as the lead has been for either team. Pass, why not? Swirls one out.
I wonder who was more popular on campus. Was it DJ Burns or was it Breon Pass? That's an interesting question. I have to ask someone for the Wolfpack.
The biggest cheers, no question, during the pregame senior night festivities were for 4 and white Breon Pass. Lowe off target, way too strong in the mid-range. Bryce Hurd, the rebound in the fast break. Ambitious behind the back, somehow got it to O'Connell. Couldn't pay it off. Styles soaring, and then last touch by Diaz-Graham. So it'll stay with NC State when we come back. 3 threes flying for the Wolfpack. They've got a half dozen from long range.
They do. It's a big part of their offense, and when they're in this building, the rim just seems a little wider. Wolfpack hot from behind the three-point line, knocking down 6 already.
Haven't been a good rebounding team all year. He said especially since January. He's talked about that being a common denominator in some of their losses. They're only -1 right now, and they're actually +1 in offensive rebounds. But like you said, that last little spurt helped grow it for NC State. Meantime, other end for Pitt, approaching 4 minutes without points. Austin for Corin. It's a foul on Brandon Huntley-Hatfield. It's only the 4th on NC State. So you talked about Lowe, Leggett, and then who else? Leggett's been in foul trouble. Corin has produced. He's got 6. Where else does it need to come from for Pitt?
I think it's Zach Austin. I mean, he's someone there. And let's not forget Delilich. He comes in really aggressive as a freshman, and he's not forcing shots up. He's just really aggressive to make plays and taking shots when they're there. He's got a couple of assists.
Lowe somehow kept it alive. For Delilich, right on cue, buries a triple. It's like you know what you're doing.
I think I've done this before. But no, he's deserving of the time he's getting. He's forcing Coach Capel to play him. He's just making things happen for a team that's been inconsistent offensively. He's coming and giving them a spark.
And it's a turnover on Bryce Hurd at NC State. Amsal Delilich from Bosnia and Herzegovina. His father Amir played professionally for more than 20 years and currently coaches back in their home country as well.
He looks like a coach's son. I mean, he accepts his role. He knows what it is, and he's coming in and he plays with the right mindset. He's trying to make plays. He takes shots when they're available like this, but he's also really unselfish and looking to move the basketball for a freshman. He's not always trying to impact the game by scoring.
Had only scored 5 points the last 4 games, so sure enough, 7 here in the first half. With inside of 2 minutes to go, NC State up by 5. Corin battling with Huntley-Hatfield. Marcus Hill looking for the post entry. Here is Brandon Huntley-Hatfield. Hill, not known for his 3-point shot. Cummings to the rebound.
I'd like to see Huntley-Hatfield turn and face. He's really not a back-to-the-basket player. Turn and face, and you can attack the defense a lot better.
Cummings. Added roll off some great ball movement for the Panthers.
Another freshman for the Panthers, who I think, when opportunity has been given, has really answered it.
O'Connell sticks it. Michael O'Connell's second 3, the 5th-year senior starting point guard.
It's a pass-first guy, but he will step up and take shots when you make them. More than capable shooters. He knocks down his second 3.
Jaland Lowe driving on Hill. They get tangled, and it's a foul on Marcus Hill. Hey, ESPN NBA Friday. It's a Western Conference doubleheader. It's the Grizzlies and the Mavs. Got dealt another blow with Kyrie Irving's season-ending injury. That's at 7:30 Eastern. Then the Nuggets host Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and the Suns. And it all starts with NBA Countdown tipping off our coverage at 7 Eastern. Tough go for the Mavs.
Has been. Make that trade, and season all but over for those guys, and the expectations of losing Kyrie Irving. And the unfortunate part of turning ACL at this point in the season, he will not start next season. And how does that linger? It's tough coming off an injury and not having an off season to build your confidence with.
All right, so we've got 40 seconds to go in this first half. NC State by 6. O'Connell, pass, Huntley, Hatfield, Styles, and Hill. The 5 for Kevin Keats to close it out.
His initial ball screen defense is really good.
Pass on the baseline, rises. Too strong, and Lowe to the loose ball. Shot clock off, 15 seconds to go. Lowe in transition, probing, finding Corin for 2. And Kevin Keats will take a timeout. His use it or NC State in the lead.
They've been in games like this. This isn't foreign territory for them. The question for them is, can they finish? This team lacks confidence. in these close games, in these moments, and sometimes they've had bad luck and then just the luck of the draw. But when it gets tight, they've got to stay relaxed and they've got to just continue to execute their offense. And Leggett being able in foul trouble could be a good thing because he can be fresh in the second half.
Corn on the block. Couldn't score it after Michael O'Connell had kicked the basketball, forced by Jaland Lowe. That prompted the turnover on the first possession of the second half, and now NC State goes to work. Middlebrooks with the size advantage on Austin. On the repost.
What a luxury to have Austin as your starting small forward, able to defend at 5-man.
How about a 4-3 for Breon Pass? He had never hit more than 2 triples in any of his first 114 career games, and he's hit 4. Low on the drive. Tough follow away, comes up short, and Styles clears it for NC State up 7. What a day for Breon Pass. Now Dontrez Styles drives on Diaz-Graham and can't pour in the rebound. Again, NC State's got to win these last 2 games of the regular season. Tonight here at home, and then Saturday at Miami. Another team at the bottom of the league standings. They need some help from Notre Dame. NC State needs the Irish to lose twice. Leggett no on a follow away, and Styles another rebound. His 9th already for the Wolfpack.
Really good defense. The last 2 possessions for the Panthers have been contested 2-point shots.
O'Connell couldn't knock down the triple from straight on.
And now you see from NC State, their offense is they're playing with pace and it's generating offense for them. It's an unforced turnover here for the Pitt Panthers.
Breon Pass yet again from long range.
Senior night, baby, you only start. You've knocked down 3. Why not? Knocks down his 4th 3, and we're early in the second half.
From Reidsville, North Carolina. He's a great football player as well. That's a football crazed town in Reidsville. Had some thoughts about playing football as well in college, but decided 2 sports would be pretty tough. So he's stuck with basketball. Good cut by Styles from Middlebrooks.
Great pass there by Middlebrook. And on the give and go, he and Dontrez Styles.
Jeff Capel needs a timeout. Jeff Capel and Pitt seem to have run into more guys go off for big 3-point shooting days when maybe their numbers to that point in the season don't dictate that than most other teams in the ACC. So is that them having a defensive problem, or is that bad luck running into guys getting hot on one night against Pitt?
I think it's a combination of both, but you tend to worry about your defense. On the interior, they struggle to defend. Guillermo Diaz-Graham is more of a finesse big.
Styles on the attack.
And as Dontrez Styles reminds you, there's no rim protection for the Pitt Panthers, so there's full go. You attack the rim aggressively, and no one there to alter that shot.
So trouble defending the 3, and then nothing on the interior as well. It's a foul committed by NC State. It's Styles getting out and running. He's got 7 points and 9 rebounds.
He's getting out running the wing here. He shows you the athleticism. Gets up. Giving you his best Mike Monaco impersonation.
Thank
playing
you.
above the rim.
It's pretty good. It's close.
It's not true, but it's good.
17.5 per game for Dontrez Styles over the last 4 coming in. It's another foul on Guillermo Diaz-Graham, and who do they get? It's on O'Connell, not Middlebrooks, who could have been saddled with 2 in a row.
Just a great job of avoiding the contact. You see, Leggett knows he can't get up that high. I got to get out of the way.
Trey Parker likes it. See those last 4 games numbers for Dontrez Styles, who's been really good. Good hands from Ben Middlebrooks on Zach Austin, forced the turnover. NC State up by 11. As big a lead as they've had at any point tonight. Pitt's turnover woes mounting. Pass, a little wild there, and it belongs to the Panthers.
I think the previous possession offensively for the Panthers, Zach Austin's got to win that matchup in the post. At least get the shot to the glass against Breon Pass.
Marcus Hill checks in. He replaces Breon Pass, who might have got poked in the eye. By the way, second foul on Ben Middlebrooks. All right, so what do you want to see from him offensively? You were talking about Austin there.
He's got to take advantage of his size inside. He's got to get the shot up. You know, he has a distinctive size advantage in the post. He brought it down and allowed Breon Pass to get his hands on it. And for Pitt, you see they're intentionally trying to post him up as they do here.
And a foul will go against Jaden Taylor. So that's 3 on Taylor. He picked up his second early in that first half with 12:40 left.
You can see as part of the game plan, they've ran this 3 or 4 times here tonight, and they hadn't gotten a lot out of it.
Is that a foul?
It's a good block up top, but this contact maybe when he lands. Again, it's you have to throw that pass, and that's on Zach Austin. He's more of a 3-and-D guy, but at his size, you've got to, they switch. You got to punish the smaller guards inside. Let the little guys come and deflect this shot or strip it from him too many times this game.
He's one of the best free throw shooters in the ACC at 90%. He's got a great case to be on the ACC all-defensive team, you would expect. He leads the league in block shots.
He does. He should be right there for Defensive Player of the Year with his versatility to defend bigs. I talked about it. He defended Middlebrooks earlier in the game. He defends on the perimeter. He's not a more versatile defender in this league.
O'Connell got fouled. The pick and roll. He'll get free throws on the other side. NC State's up by 9 on Pitt early on in the second half. Regular season title. But Clemson and Louisville are not far behind the Blue Devils at the top of the league. And I'm not sure a lot of people realize that.
I know Duke has been so dominant all year long, and you kind of forget that Louisville and Clemson are right there, only 1 game behind. And they're going into rivalry week, playing at the Dean Dome against a red-hot Carolina, UNC team. That we've seen crazier things happen. And just look at this schedule here. And you and I talked about it. If they ended up in a 3-way tie,
Louisville gets the 1 seed. If all 3 end up at 18-2, Louisville would be the 1 seed next week in Charlotte.
And that'd be unbelievable considering Duke has a #1 seed in the NCAA tournament, may be the overall top seed with the Tigers just recently losing. Yeah.
Guillermo Diaz-Graham knocks down a triple. First points for the 7-foot junior from the Canary Islands with his twin Jorge on the squad as well.
Changes everything. That's his strength to this team as a 5-man. Being a stretch 5 is knocking down that shot. I know Coach Capel was expecting more of that from him.
Styles, what a move.
They're running him off the line. He's been red hot from the 3-point line. They're closing out. He's showing you, I'm more than just a catch and shoot.
What's he showing you these last few weeks of his senior season, now at his 3rd school? Like, what's he capable of?
I think you're seeing a guy that's just playing with a level of desperation. And you know you're at the end of your college career. There's just a confidence about the work that you've put in. He's been a productive player at the high major level. So there's no reason for him not to feel that way. And you see that in the way he's closing the season here for the Wolfpack.
Delilich short off the catch and shoot, and Dontrez Styles with the 10th rebound. Hill off the glass, back the other way quickly for NC State.
NC State is starting to get to those numbers. They want to get out in transition. You've got to get back and corral the basketball. Your Pittsburgh.
Hill's in double figures for the first time in 3 weeks. Trying to battle with the 7-footer, Diaz-Graham, and Hill commits a foul that comes on the floor. It's his 2nd. And Dontrez Styles is having a day. Senior day in his 1 year at NC State. And like Breon Pass, he's got the custom shoes as well that shows jerseys from previous stops. we don't think it's an exhaustive list because there is no Carolina blue on there. But there is a Final Four banner, which with the Carolina State rivalry feels like a smart way to do it. Off another Pitt turnover. O'Connell moved it. Taylor off a shot fake. Draws a foul on Amsal Delilich. That's his third. You got any custom shoes that you're rocking with?
I would like a pair of those, to be honest. I think
wouldn't we all? He's playing really well. You said maybe feeling that sense of urgency closing out a career.
Yes, you can see him closing out the season really well, on his way to a double-double here.
The most consistent player, Kevin Keats told us today, they've had all season. Middlebrooks through a foul. It'll come on the floor on Zach Austin. That is the first on Austin. Choppy start to the second half.
Pitt's chasing defensively. The ball is moving. NC State's playing with a lot more energy here in the second half. And when you're playing against a team and you're not expecting them to shoot the ball as well as NC State is shooting it, and then now they're knocking down shots, it forces you to alter your game plan. NC State's doing a really good job of just driving these closeouts, putting so much pressure on the rim.
Taylor drove it, and what do we got? A foul is called. We're going to get that. It looks like on Marcus Hill for NC State. So it's Pitt basketball, and that'll be 3 on Marcus Hill.
NC State fans don't like the call, but it's the right call. I thought he grabbed his arm.
And Dontrez Styles is grabbing at his hand, it looks like.
He don't want to come out. He's still grabbing it, running up the court, grimacing.
Grimacing, yeah, left-handed looks like for Styles.
When you're running out of times, you're running out of minutes in your college career, you definitely want to end it on the floor.
Jaland Lowe was probing, and he got bumped by Ben Middlebrooks, who all of a sudden has 3 as well. And we got fouls all over the place. So, folks, pour yourself a decaf coffee and some free throws.
Both teams are trying to attack the paint. Off the dribble is what their strength is, and when you're really aggressive off the bounce and you put that kind of pressure on the rim, you draw a lot of fouls. And not many guards are better than that than this guy at the free throw line.
Brandon Huntley-Hatfield comes to get Middlebrooks with his 3. And so the foul trouble for NC State looks like that. Lowe to the line, 88% this season. 2 of 2 tonight, earns another. What's the next step for Jaland Lowe with an eye toward next season?
I think physically he's got to take a step in preparing his body for the attention that he's drawn. And what's happening to him right now is with the injury to Damian Dunn, it's just forced him to do more. It's not that he's capable of doing it, but the efficiency in which he needs to do it. And sometimes he has to force things because he is the guy that has to create. He has to score and he has to create for the entire front line of the Panthers from 3 through 5. I mean, a lot of that responsibility falls upon him.
Pitt settles into his zone, trying to slow down, getting driven by NC State. Hill missed it in the mid-range, and Corin ripped down the rebound.
Great call by Capel there. Having trouble to start this second half defending man-to-man.
Cummings on the drive. Couldn't get it to go, but Corin battled for it, and Cummings took it right back. Leggett a deep one. He knocks it down. Much needed for Pitt, and Kevin Keats takes an immediate timeout. So Jeff Capel goes zone. They get a stop. Leggett pays it off, and it's down to a half dozen. Still a long way to go in Raleigh. Ish Leggett's been so big for Pitt recently. Last 5 games averaging 18.6 rebounds a game, hardly coming off the floor, and was in foul trouble in the first half tonight, but you said fresh legs ready to go in the second.
Yeah, and that could be a bonus for the Pitt Panthers. having him fresh to close out games, it's a great sign if you're Pitt. They keep battling to get back in this game, and they're scrapping. And here they're extending their defense, trying to create a turnover. They're not as aggressive in their full court pressure, but they wanted to delay, and they're going to fall back into their zone.
Something they've used this season only 4% of the time, but they had 7 possessions of it last week against Georgia Tech, and they showed it a lot in early February at Wake Forest, and that's the tool that Jeff Capel goes to here in the second half.
He's a man-to-man guy, but when your team is spread out, this team is, NC State's knocking down threes, they're driving your closeouts. Want to change defenses like that, create some indecision, like the Brandon Huntley half here there on a post-up.
10 turnovers now for NC State. And by the way, Ish Leggett is out here with his 3 fouls. Picked one up on that last trip down the floor. Pitt down by 6. Trying to grab a first-round bye in the ACC tournament, but right now looking up at Virginia and Virginia Tech. Corin went spinning, back iron. Styles another rebound. He's got 11, matching a season high. Taylor around a couple of screens. Styles, quick first step. Leggett recovered, and that's 4 on Ish Leggett. They'll say the foul's on the floor, but Ish Leggett just picked up 2 fouls in a span of 37 seconds, and he's got to come out of this game.
He doesn't know how to play any other way. He's just such a competitor. And again, NC State is putting so much pressure, just driving the paint, forcing contact, and made the officials blow the whistle. It's one of the reasons why Jeff Capel went to the zone. He's trying to protect Ish Leggett. That time he got caught trying to close out again, and it's just a tough foul. You want to trust your seniors. Now he's on the bench with 4 in the game you're trying to get control of.
Dontrez Styles works out of the corner for NC State. Taylor rises, way too strong. And Guillermo Diaz-Graham hauls in the rebound for Pitt. So without Leggett, it's Lowe, Corin, Cummings, Austin, and Guillermo Diaz-Graham. Brandon Huntley Hatfield picks up a foul, battling with Cam Corin. We'll step aside. 6-point game, final week of the regular season.
It was vital in that run to the Final Four a year ago.
Quite a run it was. Before last year, NC State hadn't been past the Sweet 16 since 1986. Now Kevin Keats in year 8 here in Raleigh.
And I like to add, too, there's been a lot of negativity around the program. This team has been back-to-back NCAA tournament appearances. It's not just that Final Four run was a fluke.
Middlebrooks tough fall away. Got it back thanks to O'Connell. Middlebrooks sticks a 3. Only the 6th of his entire career.
4 of 17 on the season, knocks down his 5th 3. And if you're a senior, why not? What else do you have to lose?
Let that thing fly.
He's battling down low, shooting the fadeaway. You know what? I'm working too hard. Let me get out here. Knock down this 3.
Man, this kid plays really hard. Yes, there's been foul trouble, but you know what you're going to get from Ben Middlebrooks.
You never have to question his effort. It's a really good passing big as well. Not relying on him to score a ton. If he could stay out of foul trouble, I think he would have been a double-digit scorer for the Wolfpack.
Senior from Fort Lauderdale. Again, first 2 years, of course, at Clemson. Corin had it roll off on the front end. So it's NC State by 7. Kevin Keats slows things down, approaching the midway point of this second half. NC State has to win today and Saturday. Needs 2 Notre Dame losses to continue its season past Saturday.
Pitt Panthers are in that zone and trying to keep it out of the middle of that zone. They don't want the ball to go to the free throw line.
Paul McNeil back iron. Jaland Lowe at the controls for Pitt. Again, Ish Leggett picked up his 4th foul with 12:07 to go. Guillermo Diaz-Graham came up short, and then he hacks Jaden Taylor. So again, Pitt right now has fallen not just out of the tournament, but off the bubble, according to Joe Lunardi over the last few weeks. Panthers have dropped 11 of 15. And NC State has 0 margin for error to ensure a season continuing past Saturday.
Yeah, both teams are still playing for a lot. Just in the conference tournament, they're going to need that to have any type of postseason hopes. For the Panthers, you're playing for that first round bye. And the ACC defending champs are playing just to get in it.
Pitt is still sitting in that zone. Dontrez Styles got to the middle of the zone with Taylor. Now O'Connell backs it out for Jaden Taylor, who lets it fly. It was blocked on the perimeter by Zach Austin. Jaland Lowe pushes, crossing over. Someone else for the Pitt Panthers has got to make a play. You can't totally rely on Jaland Lowe to create for everyone. Lowe for Corin, and a foul is called on the floor. So 2 free throws coming for Cam Corin. Yeah, this is what we're talking about, where Pitt has fallen out of the tournament, fallen off the bubble. Turn of the new year, they were a 6 seed according to Joey Brackett's. They were still in the field as recently as early February. Took that tough loss against Virginia that Jeff Capel said was probably as bad a performance of any team that he's coached. But right now, out of the field. So they got a lot of work to do. They do. If they were to find a way in.
And if Damian Dunn was available to them, it would just take so much pressure off of Leggett and Jaland Lowe. And they'd be better prepared for moments like this when one of those guys are in foul trouble and out of the game. Instead of relying on a freshman, you rely on a guy who's a really good defender and also is a double-figure scorer for Pitt Panthers.
Cam Corin is 2 of 5 at the line, but Pitt gets it right back down by 7 with 9.5 to go.
And their offense is Cam Corin in the ball screen or Jaland Lowe.
Lowe driving off the glass and a foul.
They've done a really good job containing him off the dribble for most of the night. But you can't control him all night long. Keeping him out of the paint is nearly impossible with his straight line speed. Marcus Hill got caught peeking at that screen. He drives by, initiates contacts, kisses it off the glass, and a chance for the and one.
He's played all but 28 seconds of this game. 10 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. 9+ minutes to go. Triple-double watch is not out of reach for Jaland Lowe. Had one earlier this year against VMI.
And it's going to take that type of effort because, again, they just don't have anyone else to create offense for him. And part of this zone is to help him and protect Leggett when he gets back in the game.
You said Pitt didn't want NC State to get to the middle of the zone, and that's where Styles was.
That's where you get in the middle of a zone. That's just the one spot. When you're on the back line or perimeter guy in that zone, when it gets in the middle, you're scrambling because you just don't want it there. The intention of that zone is to keep it from getting to that spot.
Styles has his 3rd double-double this year. Offensive foul is called. They get it on Cam Corin for the illegal screen. All right, let's break this down against the zone.
You can see Delich is going there. He's trying to get out to the shooter. No communication between he and Jaland Lowe, and the ball gets to the sweet spot right there at the elbow around the ACC area. And at that point, you don't know what to do because defensively, the defense is designed to keep the ball from being in that place. As you see now, they're in their 2-2-1 pressure, and they're going to fall back into the zone again.
NC State had 8 turnovers in the first half, only 2 here in the second half. Styles again near that logo, lost the handle.
You can see Jaland Lowe chasing it down, created that deflection to keep it out.
Diaz Graham couldn't pay it off with a transition triple. McNeil was running the floor. O'Connell says, my bad, didn't spot you.
What the zone has done is it stopped the pace. NC State had a lot of body movement and ball movement going on, and it slowed the pace down.
Jaland Lowe had to commit a foul with a size disadvantage in the post. 1-and-1 coming. Go to ESPNplus.com/PPV. All right, 7:59 to go. Lenovo Center in Raleigh, North Carolina. NC State with the students in attendance for the final home game of the year. As watch the Wolfpack put up a 6-point lead on Pitt. Alongside Randolph Childress, I'm Mike Monaco, our entire crew behind the scenes. The 1-1 for Ben Middlebrooks, good on the first. What's going to be key here down the stretch to watch? One thought on both sides, please.
Where's the offense run through for the Pitt Panthers? Until Leggett gets back in this game, can they stay within striking distance, and how long will Capel go without him? If you're NC State, you got to find a way to crack the code against this zone. You're in the bonus. You got to continue to draw fouls.
And look who's going to the scorers table. Leggett with inside of 8 to go. He's been out since 12:07. Lowe up top for Cam Corrin. That's where the offense comes from for Pitt, with Leggett waiting.
That ball screen for Jaland Lowe and Cam Corrin has been the go-to, but you see Leggett coming back in the game. They got to find someone else to help create offense.
What does NC State do against the zone? Styles sets a screen for O'Connell. And now Paul McNeil, the true freshman, in-state kid, top 50 in our ESPN 100, can supply some shooting. Shot clock winding down. Taylor lets it fly. Can't connect. And a loose ball is battled for in the corner, and it'll stay at this end of the floor. Somehow, Pitt didn't come away with that loose ball.
We've talked about the biggest issue with the Pitt Panthers, aside from health. It's been their inability to rebound the basketball. Guillermo Diaz-Graham has to find a way to secure that rebound. And you can see Jeff Capel's unhappy with his inability to grab that rebound. Takes him out of the game. He's got to find a way to grab that.
Jeff Capel said last week with their rebounding issues, he said sometimes just grab the ball that's in front of you.
That's all rebounding is. It's just a want and a will to go get it.
Breon Pass, no dice. And Styles went for the tip slam. Pitt down by 6. Lowe on the block, scores 2 more. A dozen for Jaland Lowe.
He's going to get to his spots, and you can't stop him from doing so. You got to find a way to corral him inside. And
again, he's been off the floor for only 28 seconds of game action tonight. This dude is emptying the tank on the road for Pitt.
He's doing what he's done all year long. You got to try to find a way to get that basketball in the middle of that zone instead of settling for threes, which is not the strength. I know they shot it well tonight.
Taylor, O'Connell, pass, shot fake, rise and fire. Can't knock it down. And then Leggett says, I'll take matters into my own hands on the glass.
He's been their toughest player on the defensive glass. He's the leading defensive rebounder for this team. Shows you why Capel trusts him with 4 fouls on the floor.
6'3", he's their best rebounder. Lowe moves it. Delilich, shot fake, tough 2, and he hits. Amsal Delilich, sort of a floater from long 2-point range.
Mike, he's a gamer. As we talked about being a coach's son, he just doesn't seem sped up. He comes in, he makes the right plays. He's earned the trust of Jeff Capel.
Breon Pass on the drive, left hand. Pass has 14 to match a career high with his mom Nakia here watching on senior night. Approaching 5 minutes to go. The lead is 4 for the Wolfpack. Lowe navigating and had it blocked by Ben Middlebrooks. Looked like Delilich was wondering if he drew a foul, and then he threw it up anyway without one.
Yeah, with the Dirk Nowitzki pull-up, expected a contact, which wouldn't have counted anyway, young man. It's college basketball, not the NBA. Got to be careful there with that bounce pass on the perimeter.
Sure do, and the shot clock's winding down on Lowe. Got it to go, and a foul. Jaland Lowe is taking over for Pitt.
He's starting to wear down this defense. They're trying to play him one-on-one in these ball screens, relying on the defender to get back in front of the basketball. That's a difficult ask against Jaland Lowe. And he's trying to close this game out for the Pitt Panthers, putting them on his back.
With how much he's played, I'm amazed he still looks as quick, as fast as anyone on the floor.
Well, 1, he is, and 2, it's what he's done all year long. They just cannot play without him. Their team looks different. He has, and I said it, he has so much responsibility on his plate, and he continues to answer the bell.
Guy who's felt a lot of pressure this year, who at times maybe has lacked some of the confidence that you mentioned with the team going through its struggles. Boy, he looks mighty confident right now and is flirting with a triple-double down the stretch. O'Connell attacking the zone. Back out. Taylor can't hit. Middlebrooks the offensive rebound. Just beat Corin to that basketball. Scores it and a foul!
The inability for the Pittsburgh Panthers to rebound. And that's difficult to do out of the zone. Middlebrook just gets a running start, goes in, gets it. Patient inside, draws the foul and the chance for an and one.
Middlebrook stamps it. Lead back to 4 for NC State at home. The crowd as engaged as it's been all night. Corin a slip, got fouled. Middlebrooks with a stare down and now starts jawing at Cam Corin. Says that wasn't a foul, but it is, and it's 4 on Ben Middlebrooks.
Great challenge by Ben Middlebrook. He's late on the rotation. He hedges on the ball screen. Cam Corin slips it in the middle of the floor. It's a difficult play to defend because you're worried about one of the guards coming off as we go to a break here, and great opportunity.
From the lip reading department, he says there's no way. Let's have a look. Clean? Not clean?
Up top, it's clean. There's contact below. It just depends on.
He thinks it was clean. I can assure you of that. They'll have a look at it. 4:13 to go.
After review, there was a legal block by 34 of NC State. It'd be a 2-shot foul, no bucket.
By that they mean legal block attempt.
Yes.
From Ben Middlebrooks. It is a foul, but it's not goaltending. a dunk attempt, and Middlebrooks is entitled to go block that basketball or try to, which he did, but he does pick up a foul, and it is his fourth.
Well, he grabbed the rim, and they were calling for the go-to because he touched the rim, but because Cam Corrin was actually dunking the basketball, it's a legal defensive play to go block it at the rim and be able to touch the rim, so it's only a two-shot foul, which could be a big play here because Cam Corrin is struggling.
He's missed
from the
4 in a
free-throw
row,
line.
62% this season. And he snaps that streak, makes it a one-possession game with 4+ minutes remaining here at the Lenovo Center. NC State breaks that pressure, and now we'll size up the zone from Pitt.
I like seeing NC State be a little bit more aggressive when they break this full-court pressure. Attack the rim. There's no shot blocker for the Pittsburgh Panthers, and Zach Austin does a great job of that, but track the press. Try to get a layup or an open shot because you're struggling against this matchup zone here.
So Kevin Keats is even perspiring in this one. Coming down the stretch. Styles, tough follow away. Gets it to go. Dontrez Styles has been a monster today. 13 points, 13 rebounds, and the lead's 5.
Showing you his experience. Finding the weak spot of that zone. He's flashing in the middle. They're trying to get him there, and he was able to just get it a little bit low and go into his fadeaway.
Pitt needs a bucket. Leggett off the bounce. Pulls up. Ish Leggett, no. Loose ball. Leggett ran it down. Lets it fly. Connects. Ish Leggett makes it a 2-point game.
That's just such an Ish Leggett play. He's a winner. You need a play. He goes in, he misses a shot, he gets an offensive rebound, and then knocks down a 3. He just makes winning plays.
Jeff Capel told us today, I have never coached a better kid than Ish Leggett. Everything he's been through in his life, he shows up with a great attitude. Every day, you know he's going to work hard. He's made it a 2-point game. O'Connell answers. Michael O'Connell on senior night restores the lead to 5.
No hesitation. It looked, he was right at an angle. We could see it. It looked good from the time it left his hands.
Lowe split the screen and scores it at the cup. And Jeff Capel takes his penultimate timeout with 2:31 to go. Dueling three-pointers on both sides. And Ish Leggett just plays hard.
This is just such an Ish Leggett play. Shoots the shot, battles for the rebound. Has the wherewithal, know where he is, steps up and knocks down a 3. And here's NC State coming off that ball screen, and no hesitation from Mike O'Connell as he knocks down another 3.
Ish Leggett's story's been well told, but his father Dietrich, when Ish was a freshman in high school, they were in the car together driving to basketball practice, and Ish's father Dietrich suffered a stroke. They got in a car crash. It left his father paralyzed and unable to speak. Was in the hospital for 6 months, underwent 3 brain surgeries, and with all that the Leggett family has been through, Ish has persevered and carried himself as just a class act throughout.
He has, and I recruited him during that time. And he is an amazing young guy. You will not find a better student athlete.
O'Connell broke it, and Middlebrooks got fouled hard by Corrin. And they might go have a look and see if that's a flagrant 1 on Cam Corrin. It's at least his 4th personal. Middlebrooks comes up shaking his head. Kevin Keats is calling for a flagrant himself, and the officials will go have a look at this.
There's a mistake on the back line. No one was there. Left Middlebrook by himself. They were trying to trap. No one rotated over. And there's definitely a foul. From that angle, it's hard to tell if there's any contact to the head that would make it a flagrant.
So what you're looking for with a flagrant 1, the terminology is excessive in nature and or unnecessary. Is any of that excessive and or unnecessary from 2 and blue Cam Corrin in your mind?
No, I think he goes for the block. And Middlebrooks cocks it back and tries to dunk that with force, and Cam Corrin trying to time that. He's late rotating in on the play. I didn't think there were any malicious intent, and I thought he went for the basketball. And unless he made contact to his head, I think it'd be hard to make that a flagrant one.
Well, you mentioned a breakdown on the back end because they got a trap on O'Connell, who just barely did get it over the line, but nobody home.
And that's Cam Corrin, who made the mistake. He rotates up. That's his responsibility.
Call stands. Common foul. 2 shots. Middlebrook.
As you thought.
Yeah, as I thought. And Cam Corrin made the mistake. He rotates up. They trap here on the sideline. He's supposed to rotate back and protect the rim.
So Ben Middlebrooks to the line to shoot 2. 73% this year, 74% for his career. 4 of 5 at the line tonight. He's good on the first. So Corrin's got 4, Leggett's got 4. That's the foul trouble for Pitt. For NC State, Middlebrooks and Marcus Hill, they both have 4. Hill's not on the floor.
Tongue twisted there.
Like saying rivalry week. All right, 5-point game. 2:15 to go. And Jaland Lowe, who's been at the controls throughout this second half, gives it off to Leggett. Off the screen. Leggett turns it over. A backcourt violation as Leggett lost his footing.
Tripped up there as Pitt going to that middle ball screen. And with this Leggett in the floor, now you have multiple guards. It could be Lowe, it could be Leggett. That time he tripped up on the floor and tried to get out of it. Unforced turnover there for Pitt.
Guillermo Diaz-Graham comes back for Cam Corrin, protecting him with 4 fouls. Pitt in dire need of a stop.
Can they rebound without Cam Corrin on the floor? It puts a lot of pressure on the guards.
Inside of 2 minutes to go. Breon Pass is in there as well. Shooting threat against the zone. 5 to shoot. Styles, step back. Can't hit. Austin can secure the rebound. Lowe comes to get it. 1:40 to go. Pitt down by 5.
Jaland Lowe time.
Triggers. Can't hit. A battle on the boards, and O'Connell's got it. In transition, the 5th-year senior point guard pulls it back out.
I would have liked to see him continue to attack there. They had numbers. 5-point lead. You don't get an uncontested layup. You don't mind him pulling it out, but I thought he had numbers and opportunity to get a quick 2 there.
Instead, it stays a 2-possession game for now. Pass off a screen. Rise and fire. Can't hit. Leggett the rebound. Approaching the final minute. Pitt down by 5. And a turnover again. Leggett's had a couple of costly ones the last few possessions for Pitt.
He's going to scratch his head on this one. No one really stops the basketball, and he turns around carelessly trying to pass it, and Jeff Capel's body language there shows you how he feels.
So Jeff Capel goes as far as to take him off the floor momentarily. Need the foul at some point or play it out?
I think it's a 2-possession game. I don't know if you want to let this clock get under 30, 40 seconds because the clock is as much your enemy as the score.
Taylor drives on Cummings, and then they get a foul 21 seconds into the possession. So either do it or don't.
You don't.
Obviously not trying to at that point with 9 left. But Jaden Taylor draws the foul and will shoot 2.
But that's what you got, a freshman on the floor. You got 2 freshmen out there now, and he's got to know, just don't foul that situation. So that's the limit you have, and you're under 30 seconds. So now it's going to be, you put him on the line, and you could have done that at the 20 seconds on the game clock. But
Taylor is 75% free throw shooter. Leggett comes back in. So does Cam Corrin for Pitt. And Jaden Taylor's trying to make this a 3-possession game.
For Pitt, you got to push it quick. You don't need a 3, but you've got to make a decision quickly. I think they're going to get right to the middle ball screen with Jaland Lowe and Cam Corrin.
Lowe walks the dog, gets it and goes. Driving on Taylor, gets the roll. Very quickly done by Jaland Lowe in about 5 seconds to get down the length of the floor and get 2.
That's exactly what you want for Pitt. A quick basket, 2 or 3, it does not matter. Now they're going to try to set up full court pressure. They don't get a denial of the turnover. You see there, this is isolation there to clear out everyone on the, giving Jaland Lowe his left hand to drive it to the basket. Got a quick basket. It matters if they don't take care of business. That 2% is all they have to rely on, and it wouldn't have mattered if they didn't take care of business tonight, and they're doing so 34 seconds away from giving themselves a chance. And Jeff Capel in that timeout has to explain the rest of the game to his team. It's going to be quick. Here, you try to expect full court pressure. If they inbound the ball in Coffin's corner, they can trap it. Try to get a turnover. After that, you got to foul immediately.
NC State practiced against full court pressure today. Kevin Keats said to his team, if they think we're shaking, they're going to come at us. Obviously a late game situation here. Can NC State stabilize? Styles for O'Connell. Cummings commits a foul as 4 seconds come off the clock. So Michael O'Connell will go to the free throw line, where he's only a 65% free throw shooter this season, 72% for his career.
He just doesn't go a lot. Spends most of his time. He's a pass first guy. He's not attacking you to score. He's attacking you to pass. Big free throws
4 at the line here tonight. Has hit one of probably the 2 biggest shots in program history. Told us the other day it took 2 or 3 days to respond to everyone on his phone after that shot against Virginia in the ACC tournament last year. And it rattles in both.
Our friend Dirk Whitberg would push back on that comment, but
second biggest. Jaland Lowe off the bounce, driving on Middlebrooks, and got fouled. Nearly got it to go. Middlebrooks fouls out with 22.3 left, and 2 coming for Jaland Lowe.
All too familiar territory for Ben Middlebrooks, fouling out of a basketball game. He's done so quite a few times, but he's given heck of an effort on both ends of the floor and what they ask of him. He's done his part here. Can they hold on these final 22 seconds?
Very nice ovation for the senior from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Part of a Final Four team, part of an ACC championship team. And his senior day here in Raleigh comes to a close.
Fitting, because he plays hard and leaves it on the floor. No doubt about that.
Kevin Keats likes to say he's our toughness. Well, he has put Jaland Lowe at the line. And Lowe misses for the first time.
And he's not the guy you'd want to foul. But his free throw percentage has dropped some. He's 88 on the year. He was in the 90s.
Splits. 6-point game, 22.3 left, and O'Connell gets fouled again. Now, we told you Michael O'Connell authored one of the biggest shots in NC State program history. It will live on forever.
And he missed it. 4 seconds.
Technical difficulties there, but NC State fans know how it happened for Michael O'Connell, who's good on the first with 20.6 seconds remaining. Kevin Keats' team in a must-win spot.
They've just been so much better in this building, as most teams are at home. Winning is hard, and it's definitely hard winning on the road.
The lead's 8. Jaland Lowe lets it fly. Can't hit. Loose ball, Marcus Hill. 10 seconds to go. Pitt calls off the Dogs, and the Wolfpack are still alive in the ACC.
Wolfpack have been difficult to defeat in this building. They continue to do so, winning 3 games, and you can see the emotion of Breon Pass and his teammates celebrate his effort tonight.